Hey, yeah, I want to talk about the FEC conversation, the recording video. So just starting with some like general notes what happened to the capstone. So I'm a rookie to React. So basically I have to start learning React from zero. I don't even remember props and state and all that stuff. So I have to start watching YouTube tutorials and doing some really simple stuff, how to pass down props and uh, changing state uh, before I jump into the capstone. After I read the requirement for it, we have to use a CSS module. And the CSS module and component architecture for my part, which is the Amazon photo gallery, is pretty straightforward. So I have the image entry and the image and the zoom in portion. Database setup is also pretty straightforward. I load the URL. I'm using Mongo LS with AWS. So everything's pretty straightforward. And I also have a little bit trouble with setting up Enzyme and Jest. It took me a while because of all the configuration, just like Webpack. I have a jest.config .js, so I have to mess up things there to handle all the ES 2015 and then all the transformation. So the actual challenge that I have is the zoom in functionality. Try to tell is a story. So the background is like after I finish the photo gallery without zoom in, and when I hover onto the picture, it will show another picture there. So something like that before I have zoom in. I'm going to show it. So this is how it looks like without the zoom in. This is the video that I record earlier. So when I hover on the actual image, it will render another new one on the side. So I try to break down the problem by step. First, I create two functions. When I hover, it trigger one, and when it leaves the image area, and then it will reset the state. And I'm able to render the exact image, and I'm also trigger the function and doing all that thing. So right now it comes to the zoom in. So the actual challenge, I start with a brainstorming. I try to render a portion of the image by using a function to just cut the image. So it's going to calculate the X and Y coordinate using a function, but that is not enough. So after that, and then I try to render a portion of the image by using extra CSS property. So how I execute it, I use a function to calculate XY position for the background position property with React mouse move event handler, and I pass down the dynamic background position property as a prop to the zooming component using that as a inline CSS property. The result comes out is pretty good. I can receive constantly changing background position CSS property as I move the mouse. But the image itself in the browser is not changing. So I have to end up using an NPM module from someone else online and then handle all the zoom in function. So right now it would looks like this. So if I hover on it, again, it will trigger the zoom in, and I hover on the image entry list. It will actually change the image, the actual image is rendering on this place. So in the conclusion, this capstone is really challenging. Even though I ended up using a NPM module, but overall, I think this is a really, really good practice. At least I try to solve the challenge. But what it matters is just the process, right? The learning process is what matters. So overall, this is really, I learned a lot from this capstone project.